Yo, what's going on, guys? This video we're going to be Eureka from HackTheBox. This box heard about hard. And yeah, let's get on to the video. As always, I'm starting by splitting my terminals here. I'm starting by pinging the IP address for ping count for 3 for 10.10.11.66. We do get a response back from the server, so I'm starting to mmap scan. So the MMISSC for default scripts as read numeration. We'll scan all ports on the IP. Doing this, I'll do my U verbose. We have a total of 2 ports open, port 80 open for HTTP and also port 22 open for SSH. I'm going to start visiting port 80. I did put this into my /etc host, so I'm going to cat this out. Cat my /etc host, and you'll see that I do have this for 10.10.11.66 for Fernie.htv. And doing this, we do get this Fernie Design Studio page. So I'm going to start writing some enumeration, just looking at anything for emails, users, or anything under here. And we don't have any type of information. So I'm going to start running a GoBuster, doing some more enumeration. So to GoBuster, dir mode -u into the IP address, we'll do -w for user share word list or buster directory list with the medium.txt, which extends to HTML, TXT, and also PHP. Looking at the ports, it does seem like we have a port for 8761. I'm not too sure what this is. Let's see if we can visit this page. 8761. And it is asking for username and password. So I'm gonna refresh this. I'll do like for like admin, and we don't get logged in. So look at the GoBuster. We do have an about, blog, login, octulator, services, register. Let's see if we can go to like a register, or let's go to his login and see what can log in as username and password. Let's go to admin. Let's go into, we did have a user or account registration for /register. So I'll just do this for like admin1, or just do admin. Let's go to, we'll just do admin@gmail.com. Let's put this lowercase, just do admin. We'll just do password 123. So do admin, password 123. And we don't get logged in. Doesn't seem like we can get logged in. So looking at some directories here, we do have Oculator. So I'm servicing Oculator. Not too sure what this is. And we have some, I'm just going to go to raw data. We'll go to print pretty. And here we can view everything that is, it seems like we have a couple links here for JSON. Let's look at JSON. We can go to some of these. Seems like this just redirects. We have cache, the health. We have info, so we can get some info from the server. Nothing under here. We have env. Nothing under here. We do have a heap dump. Also have loggers. So let's do this heap dump. We do have a file here. We also do have a thread dump as well. Let's go to raw data. I'm going to print pretty. And nothing under here. So we do have a heap dump here. I want to start by getting this file. So I'm just going to copy link location. I'm going to get this to my machine. Just going to wget this. And we can successfully get that heap dump onto our machine. So look at this heap dump. Usually heap dump is something, it's usually ran within Java. It's not like, it's kind of like a snapshot, but it's not a snapshot of the code, but it's going to be a snapshot of all the, I would say, variables or everything included within Java. Stuff as like variables, or I guess we can say what is used within the code, but it's not a snapshot of the code. I'm going to do like a strings for heap dump. I'm gonna see if there's any passwords here. Sometimes a heap dump does contain passwords. I'm just searching for a password, or we'll grep out for password. We're just gonna pipe this out. We'll do grep for password. We don't get anything out of here. I'm gonna do an equal sign for password. And we don't get anything for like any type of password. So I'm gonna use a JD spider dump for a heap dump. We'll do this for GitHub. I like using this jar file since we can directly run this with Java. Specify this as a jar file and successfully get everything that is within this heap dump. So I'm gonna double get this jar file. We'll do a Java minus jar. So you can specify the jar file for JD dump for this heap dump. And this will give us extract all the properties for not the code, snapshot of the code, but everything that's used for that code class, I would say. So we do have a password here. For password, we have a username as Oscar190. We do have port 22 open for SSH, I believe. So maybe you can try for Oscar190 for that password. Port 22 open for SSH. And we have that password. I'm going to put this into my text editor. We'll just put this for password. Let me zoom in. And also the user for, I believe it was Oscar190. So I'm going to SSH into Oscar. So I'll do Oscar 190 at 10:10, 11:66. And we did have that password. We do ID, and now we're under Oscar 190. So now that we're under Oscar 190, I'm gonna do a sudo mycel. I'm gonna check if we do have that password. We run anything as sudo, and we can't. So I'm gonna check under /var. We'll go into www. We do have a HTML. Nothing under there. We'll go under /web. And we do have a Eureka server. Maybe we can start by making a request to the Eureka server. This is also running on port, I believe it was, if we check, I believe for Fernie, let's go under here, 87, I think 8761 for the port. And I'm guessing it's going to be running for that Eureka server. So we'll start by doing that. Going back, we did find the password for Oscar as well as his username for, that was just simply for SSH. We do have a Eureka client service .default zone. We know that this is making a request to Eureka server. So basically we can separate the username and password by semicolon. And that's why specified for the username and password. So I'm going to go under here. We'll copy this username and password so we can log in. The username and also the password. We sign in and we get logged in as, I guess, Eureka for Spring Eureka, right? Specify the URL and also we can go to /apps as well. So we go to /Eureka for Eureka and apps. You'll see we have as well as some information of the instances within Eureka, which are App Gateway, Fernie, and User Management Service. So I'm going to go back. I'll do ss-tail-mvp. I want to start by port forwarding 8761, so we can run this on my localhost for 8761. So I'll do ssh-l. And note you can also use chisel, or you can use SSH. For this, I'm just going to use ssh-l. So 8761, we'll do -27001 for 8761 for the port on the remote host. And also this port for 8761, it's going to be forwarded locally onto my host. We'll do this for Oscar 190 for 10:10, 11:66. We can go back, we can go to password. And this should be port forward locally now. I'll just change this to localhost, or just do 127.0.0.1, 8761. Same thing for, let me do this, let me write this down, username. put this in my text editor for Eureka server, and also that password for Oscar for the server. We can sign in, and now we have successfully port forwarded this application onto our localhost. So I'm gonna clear my terminals here. I'm gonna cat out this request.txt. I do have the request.txt specifying my IP address. So explain the command, we just do a curl, we do -x, specify the method. We're gonna be making a post request. It's gonna be towards this user management service. We basically just copy and paste what was inside the jar file or inside the heap file using that jar file. For the username specified by the password. We log in, use the locals for 8761. Specify -h for the headers, content type, instance ID, and basically you can get all this information from go to Eureka. Eureka apps, and you'll find for the management for the user management service, you'll find the instance ID. So we basically do the instance ID, host name, app, IP address, VIP address, and the same thing for the whole request. You can put this into ChatGPT, give it the creds, and this will make the whole request for you as well. If you want to make life a little easier, you can just copy that, put this in ChatGPT, or copy basically everything for the user management service. So basically everything from country ID for management service, and this will make the request for you for the Eureka to make a post request for that instance for the user management service. So we're going to get a hit back. I'm going to do a rep and I cat my sound VP on 9001. Compressor on this. This will take some time to hit the instance and get a request or hit back. But we do get a hit back already from on 9001. So it does take some time, but in this case, we did get a request back. So I'm going to do go to CyberChef. I want to URL encode this. So do this for URL decode. And we have the Miranda.wise, and we'll put this into our texter as well for username and also the password. The password is going to be this password right here. And now we do have the password usually for Miranda.wise. If usually the dot doesn't work, or for SSH, we usually have usernames as specified as like dash. So sometimes usually on Linux, it's going to be dash. On Windows, it's usually going to be dot, but we're running this for Linux, right? So do SSH we'll copy that Miranda-wise. Add 10.10.11.66. We'll specify that password. We do ID, and now we're to Miranda. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to start by doing some enumeration. We do have our user.txt. I'm going to cd into /opt. We do have a log analysis, and this seems like this will probably be a cron job. I'm going to start by getting a PSPY64. So I'm going to go with /dev shm. wget http. We'll get my IP address. Let's go into my documents. I'll just copy from documents. We're going to put a escalation for lin piece. And we'll get this PSPY64 and put it onto our machine. So do wget. I'm going to exit out of this. We'll do ifconfig for 10.10.15.68. Put us on port 8081 for that PSPY64. We'll python 3 -m http.server on port 8081. Put on that. We'll do chmod +x for PSPY64, and we can run that PSPY64. So right now I want to look for any cron jobs that are reoccurring. Just by the host name or by the file name, we can simply just tell this is going to be a cron job. Usually when there's like logs or like any type of log, we'll simply find that this is usually running as a cron job on the machine. Right now we don't see any cron jobs. We do have ops scripts, Miranda login simulator. Right now I'm looking for, maybe I can SSH into Miranda again. Let me just get this username. So let's go under /opt again. And we have this log analysis.sh. It doesn't seem to be running on the machine. And after some time, we do have the user ID as 0. So this is running as root. As a cron job, it's running a bin bash so it's executing this log analyze sh, and it's going to this application.log. So let's go into this application.log. We do ls -la. It does exist, and let's start by reading the code. So I'm guessing it's going to be getting some type of file from, or this log analyze is getting some type of file or some type of string from the other file, which is the application.log. So it's getting files from that log. So here we have some functions here. We can just want to view the functions to see exactly what's going on. Go to analyze HTTP status. And this is the one that I want to look into for analyze HTTP status. When it does analyze or anything that's analyzed into like another file, we can view this. So here, this process HTTP status code, it is creating a variable for code. So so it's going to code, it's going to echo this line, and it's going to grep out anything for the status. So it just gives a comment here. So it's checking anything within the status codes array. If we go back into the application.log, it's basically getting anything for the status. So if we can put a string under there and get a status, this will execute it since, let's go to the HTTP status. This will execute it because it's doing the -eq for code. So within code, since it's directly getting into the string and executing it, this means that once it does go into the code, when it does go for code, checking for each individual line within that log file, it's going to execute it since it's just putting it directly into the string, and it's simply just going to execute as bash since we can put the $sign within the status. So if we put like a $sign, bash will automatically read it as a command. So if I do, for example, if I just use echo, I use echo, today is specified a $sign for date. So if we specify the date, this will automatically say today is followed by the date. So when the code does check for within the log file and does check for the $sign, or when it does read the $sign for the path or for the code, it is going to automatically execute it since it's getting from the code variable, since it is getting the status, and it's going to see that has a $sign followed by our command that we're going to run. It's simply just going to run it. So let's start by doing that. So we did see from the PSPY, we have a web cloud gateway log application.log, which is being ran as a cron job. So I'm going to CD back. I'm just going to CD into this gateway log. This does run every couple seconds, so it'll probably rewrite every single time. But if we're just going to do echo, we want to start by echoing the HTTP status. The HTTP status is what was inside the analyze. We're going to do X. We're going to close this out so we can run the command. Then we're going to be doing the % or the $sign, which is going to execute or tell bash that we want to execute for instead of code. Instead of getting the line exactly from what is actually from the log file, it's going to grab our line, or it's just going to read it, basically whatever is in that log file, and just execute it since we're running that $sign for whatever we want. So I'm going to copy /bin/bash. I want to copy to /temp execute. We'll do chmod u+s for SUID binaries to /temp execute. /temp execute. Then we want to just close this out for Let's put this into quotations for HTTP. Status, we do copy from /bin/bash. I'll put it to /temp execute, use chmod u+s for temp execute. And we can simply put this into an application.log. We do get a permission denied since we do need to remove the file. Clear my terminals here. We'll remove -r for application. We can simply run this command one more time. So now if we do else -slave for /temp, we'll wait for this to run one more time. Let's wait for this just for the cloud gateway to run. Right now we have the user management service. I'm not sure when this ran. We can wait for this to run, and once it does run, we should have a /temp execute binary, and we should be able to get root on the machine. So I'm going to check this one more time. We do have, it seems like we only have the web user or the user management service running. We do use /temp. It does seem to be executed now, so I guess it does take a while. All these files, I believe, are being executed. So if we go back, it's going to be for cloud gateway, user management, and yeah, it just seems about just the cloud gateway and the user management are the only ones being executed. So we go into /temp. We can do /temp for execute. We'll do -p, so we can do this privilege mode. We do ID, now under root. You can see into root. Else -la, we can cat our root.txt. Well, guys, for this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.